Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. Glad you're here. So I had a little request from one of my subscribers. I did a video on Sunday of my bag journal, and I had drawn in some mermaid tails onto some of the ladies that were in it. And I got a request to do some more mermaids and put in some more mermaid tails. Well, I was doing a peruse through the book, and it was just not, there's nothing else in there that I can add mermaid tails to, because I don't have a lot of people or those sorts of elements in the book. So what I am going to do is I am going to show you, I kind of had a little brainstorm, and I'm going to make some little mermaid paper dolls that we can then add into the book. So what I have done, as I'm kind of trimming here a little bit as I'm talking, I have a book. It's by, let me grab it quick so I can show you what it's from. I should have grabbed it. So this is ready to use. This is by Dover Clip Art Series. This is a very old book. As you can see, I got it at a Borders for like $1, like a long time ago. I've used quite a bit in here. It's like Victorian ladies and cutouts and things from like old catalogs and stuff like that. But these ladies that are in here, I thought would work great to make some mermaids. And so we needed to find, or I needed to find a few of those. So I did, and then I was kind of looking around to figure out what I could do for tails. I can draw them, we can cut them out of paper, things like that. But I thought, well, what else do I have around? And I had pulled this coloring book page because it kind of has this oceany mermaid theme. So we're gonna make this into her as a mermaid. So we're gonna be doing lots of fussy cutting, unfortunately, which if you don't love a fussy cut, might not be for you, but it'll be worth it. I also grabbed some Tim Holtz paper dolls. So I have a few of these in this stack too. And then I had an old plant or animal book that had like this huge dictionary I've had since I was a little kid, and I've been pulling the pages out. But I thought this tail is going to be perfect for her, this beautiful green. So Tim Holtz paper dolls, and we're going to cut them and then make that into her tail. So that's going to be for her. And then we have some more. Here's another lady here. So let's trim her out really quick too. And I am, like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of fussy cutting. So I'm just going to get her out really quick so I don't have as much paper here to deal with. So then I can kind of show you some of the other thoughts that I have going on. So this is from, these pages are from a giant atlas, like a kid's book. But I was looking through for different tails. So I found this seal that I thought would be perfect to make her into like a selkie. So she can have this seal tail. So we're going to do some trimming and cutting for her. So that's for her. And then I have these two lovely ladies here, which I thought would work fantastic with these two tails. So this is a narwhal and a beluga. So even the spotting on here, because we might do some coloration as well, but I think that might be the perfect tail for her. So I think it kind of goes with the speckling. I'll figure out what we're going to do. We might kind of trim this to make it more oceany, something like that. And then this lady, I'm thinking we'll get the beluga. So those two go together. And now for some other little paper dolls. So here's a little smaller one. But then I saw this little fish here, this cod, which I thought might work perfect for her. So that's going to be hopefully for that one. And then these cuties, these little ladies here. So she's going to get this shark tail, which I thought would be super cool to to have this shark tail here for her. And we might do some other extra things there. And then these two ladies, who I thought were going to be perfect for these two fishtails right here. So depending on what we do and where they line up. So these two fishtails are going to be for these two. She's going to get the shark. And then we have this little cutie patoot that I thought would look great with this tuna. So she's going to get a cute little tuna tail. And we'll kind of adjust size-wise where it'll need to be. What's fun is she's got this big poofy dress, so that can hide a little bit more of the tail under there. But I think that'll look really fun as well. So that's what we got going on. So what I'm going to do is do a ton of fussy cutting, and then I will come back and show you where we're at with things so that we can use these on tags and journals, whatever we want to do, some mixed media, fun, things like that. So mermaids, that's what we got going on today. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, so I have done a bunch of fussy cutting, used an X-Acto blade to get in some little tiny spots. So here's what we have. So these are not affixed together yet. So we're going to move on to our next step. And I'm going to lift these up so you can kind of see a little bit better how they're looking. Of course, they're not glued, so they might, you know, they've wiggled a little bit and they're not quite lined up exactly where I want them to be. But what I'm going to do next is I want to start doing some of the colorations. I want to add some more color to some of them, maybe not all of them. But I'm thinking doing some shading with some various things is going to help kind of bring them together a little bit more. So I think I'm going to start with this lady here first. I really like how she turned out. She's going to be larger. Obviously, she's the biggest one with her beautiful little selkie tail. So I'm just going to get these ladies out of the way, the ones we're not working on right at the moment. And then we can start making them even more fabulous. Some very fabulous mermaids. I love this one too. She's so funny. The mackerel tail. I love it. A mackerel. I think that's a mackerel. It's either a mackerel or a cod. I don't remember exactly. And this pretty one with the northern pike tail. That one's awesome. So, and of course our cute little girl with the shark and the one with the tuna fin. Those ones are super cute. And then these two. So cute. They turned out, they're going to be so fun. Okay, so got those. And now let's rock and roll on to the next portion here. So basically what I did, found the tails, had the ladies. Now you can use magazine, you can use a bunch of other things as well. See, that's going to look really nice just like that to have a good curve. But I'm going to do some coloring on here. Let's test. Let's see if colored pencil is going to work really well to start adding some color to our black and white image. And probably what I'll do is I'll do a little bit and then I will either fast forward through some or do a cut and keep going. We are in line for getting a very, very big storm coming up. So, and I think she will look really fun in our bag journal. So I think we'll use the colors from that. So we're going to need these colors. So she is going to be a very bright mermaid. So we're going to use these types of colors. So that's why I left them here so I can kind of match what she's wearing to go with this. I'm going to leave her skin tone the same because it matches the tail really well. But the rest of her outfit, that's what we're going to work on. So I'm just going to set the tail aside right now and think what we want. How about purple gloves? Let's do it. See how this works. And it might just be, this might not shade on here very well. It is glossy, but if we can get some of it to go, that would be nice. And it is not working, so we might have to change gears and come up with a new plan. Might have to put a little clear gesso down first so that it'll pick up the color. Yeah, because that is not working on there very well. And I don't want to use painty pens because they might be a little bit much. So I might go ahead and I'm just going to finish her gloves out because that way at least both will be even when I put the clear gesso on them. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to, and that's what we do when we're working with some of this stuff. We realize something's not going to work, so we have to change gears, do something a little different. So I'm going to, I think what I'll do is I will use the clear gesso on all of the ladies at the same time so that we get it all sorted out. I have some clear plastic here. Let's put that under her and we can use her. They can both be on there. I want my nice clear gesso. No, is that? Trying to think which gesso I want. Maybe I'll start with one because I really do not want them to curl, and they're probably going to curl. Oh, decisions. Let's try a little bit and go from there. Just a little bit, because then that should hopefully let us be able to get the color to stay on these a little bit better with whatever we want to use. So I would like to shade them a little bit, but you know, they've got that gloss, so it's not, a lot of things aren't going to stick to it really well. Okay, that is looking good. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other one. It should dry fairly fast as well. So what else can you use? Magazine pages. You can find things like that out of magazine. Would be fun to find, ladies or men, whichever. I just didn't have any gentlemen that I liked when I was going through my stuff that I thought would be appropriate. So you do you find what you want to work with, but this is just kind of me giving you another idea on fun things you can do. So another thing that would have been that you could do is you could cover them in gesso before you cut them out. That's another option, making it a little bit easier. It'll stiffen up your image a little bit too. So you could do the coloring and all of that stuff before you cut them out. Just different ways to kind of look at things. Now, do I want to do, I'm not sure how well the Tim Holtz paper dolls handle color, so let's take a peek at one of them really quick. Okay, our little girl, our little shark tail girl. I love her. She's super cute. Her little flippy tail. Let's try and see if some colored pencil will stand up on that, because I think I want to make her skin a little bit more this blue tone, like the shark, kind of this blue-gray. So let's see what we got for colored pencils here. That might be something along those lines. This might work. That might be a good color. Let's try it. Okay, I don't hate that. Is it coming off? You know what? We're going to clear gesso these two. I think that is just going to be our best bet. And just put some clear gesso on these friends and go from there. And we're not going to really do much with the tails, so I don't think they need it, but the tops do. So hopefully I will not get these out of order and I will remember whose tails go where, because that would be a bummer. So let's just put a little bit on here and keep on keeping on. See if it'll be enough to give it a little tooth so that we can add some color to these images. So it doesn't have to be like really a lot, but I just want to be able to kind of shade them a little bit, if that makes sense. Just adding some faint shading, adding some fun color. Could use paint instead too, but I kind of just want to do some really a light touch on stuff. So, and just add a little bit here and there. I might also use a little bit of jelly roller pens too. That might be a thing that happens for maybe some highlights here and there. Has gotten what they need. All right, so let's give it a shot and see if this is going to color or not, because that is dry. So let's see if it'll grab the color a little bit better. Should have left that purple out that I was using. Oh well. Now hopefully I can find that purple again. There it is. Is that the purple? I don't think it is actually. It feels like too pink to me. Yeah, that is too pink. I mean, not that pink's terrible. We all know that I have begun to have an affinity for pink, but it is not the color we were planning. So there's the purple. And let's see. Oh, much better. Much better. See the difference just with that clear gesso on there? Okay. All right, so now we get to have fun coloring these ladies. Yeah, it's a big difference that way. Your little glove. So this may be a little bit of a time-consuming process, but I think it will be worth it. Because she is going to be, I want her to be very vibrant to go with our boho journal. Okay. So let's see what other, so we need some of that tealy blue peacock feathers kind of color. Maybe we'll kind of add some faint onto the lace. I think we'll do the lace. Is this? It's a little green, but it's close. Oh, here we go. This one. There we go. That one. And then let's find a pink. So we have that worn lipstick color. Perfect. Okay, so those are our colors we're going to use. This one is done, and these two are done. Right? Yeah, that is, yes. Okay, so what do we want? Do we want the pink on the lace? Do we just want to do the trim on the lace? Decisions, decisions, decisions. I think let's do her dress in the peacock feathers. Okay, let's have a look, see how she looks with her new, oh my gosh, I think that's so pretty. Right about like that. Okay, so I think she's done. Maybe once we get her in whatever book we're going to add her to or something, we can add a few little shades, some purple maybe. Like I added some purple into her hair, maybe put a little bit on her fin. I think that would be fun. But I think she's ready to go. So I'm going to move on to the next one now. Actually, what I'm going to do is, since you guys have an idea of what we're doing, I will come back once we're done shading a few of them, maybe do another one on camera so you can see it beginning to end. So I'm going to pause for here for now and come back and show you the next bit. Are finished, well, they're not finished, but they're decorated. So I did the coloration on the rest of these ladies. So remember, we put the gesso down first, and then I used colored pencil on her. So, and then I kind of trimmed her tail to fit more properly. I feel like she's a very distinguished Selkie. She has the seal tail. And then we have this lovely lady with the narwhal tail here. So that one is all set. And then this lovely lady with the northern pike. I love her. So I used stickles after I did all the fussy cutting and everything. So if you're not familiar with stickles, it's like a glitter glue made by Ranger. So I used that on her necklace. And then our cute little shark girl over here, I added the stickles onto her bow, and that's not completely dry yet. So I'm going to move her out of the way before we have an incident. So that isn't quite dry. And I decided not to do any other color on these because I kind of like the contrast with the sepia tones and everything. In addition to that, I did try to start doing some shading on her, and it just was not working out, and luckily I was able to wipe it off. So that was a good deal. I'm pretty sure she's dry, but we're gonna get her moved off to the side, and we're gonna go ahead and add a few of the smaller ones onto some tags to show you some things that you can do with them. So this one is probably going to go in our bag journal. So you will see her in the next video that I work on for the bag journal, because that's all the colors that we want to go with our bag journal. That wilted violet, so the purple, the peacock feathers, and then worn lipstick are the three colors that match the distress inks that I've been using in that journal. So we're going to set her off to the side because she's going to be used later for that. I'm not sure where I'm going to put her yet, because some of this was just kind of practicing, seeing what we can make. I think she's gorgeous. I might put her in one of my mixed media books, or she might go into a different journal or something like that. So she turned out beautifully, and I really, really love her. She's probably my favorite. And then this lady too, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put her yet, and that's okay. I like to kind of prep some things ahead of time too. And if I'm making one thing, I like to make a bunch, because then I can use them with just about whatever. So I have a few things that I grabbed, to make some stuff. So first of all, I have this lady, and I think she's just going to go straight on here. I'm undecided. I feel like she needs a little bit of something behind her, so maybe we'll have a little think on that. And then I found, this is one of my little pre-made kind of bases that I make. So this is from a book on Rome, like that was about Rome, and it's like a waterway, a canal, and then this bridge. But I thought it was perfect for these two ladies. Our cute little mermaids on vacation here or something. So it's like an old-timey vacation photo, which I kind of love. So there they are, living their best life, having a visit together, two friends or sisters, whatever. So they're gonna go on there. And I don't think I'm going to add much more to that one. We also have the little girl with the tuna tail. I didn't add anything to her either. I think I'm going to put her in the bag journal. I'm thinking of a specific page. So that'll be added onto the video that's going to come out on Sunday. So I'm going to put these ladies in there then. So that one. And then I also decided that what would be fun is I had this, this is a box from, I think, a very, very lovely, oh, what was it? It was a whiskey, I think. And my friend gave me the box because it was absolutely gorgeous. But I thought it would be perfect to make a big tag for her. And I'm not going to color her. I'm going to leave her as is so that whoever gets her in their journal can have something that they can decorate. So I'm leaving it plain and blank, so it's just ready to go. So let's go ahead and get her glued down right away. And I'm thinking best bet is going to be just using, so I want to make sure that I give enough room. I might try and trim this one down just a little bit so that maybe it can tuck into our bag journal. So I might kind of scoot her down as far as I possibly can. So let's just get her on here. And remember, this tail was from a coloring book, and the top part of these were from basically a book that you can use cutouts from. So I'm just getting her tail down here first. Try and get it pretty straight. Hopefully I can get that lined up well. And that is down very nicely. So I'm not really doing anything to this because I want to leave it up to the person that gets this tag in their journal to be able to do something super fun. So I should have had something to glue on. I'm a little silly today. It's okay. I'll put this down instead of getting glue everywhere. So I'm just really making sure that she's going to be stuck down. And then, yeah, that'll be a fun thing in a journal. I would love that in a journal if there was something like, kind of like that I could work on just for myself. Make it fun for myself. So yeah, just getting this image just as is. And then remember that top part has some clear gesso on it, so it should take just about anything really well. Or whoever gets this could add another coat of gesso over the whole thing. They could use watercolors, colored pencils, some chalks, just about anything. And so now we have this giant journaling card. I am going to trim it down just a little bit to see if I can't get it just a little bit shorter. She's not perfectly straight. Maybe I'll make her a little bit more narrow. So she's, no, I'll just make her a little shorter. I'll be right back. Okay. That was ever so close to the top of her head. And now let's go ahead and nip the corners off. I'm hoping one of my corner nippers is going to be heavy duty enough to get through this because this is a pretty heavy cardboard. So let's find out. Okay. Oh, that corner did not look like it rounded very good. Let's see. It's a little better. No, that's worse. Ugh. Oh, well, it is what it is. We did our best. And then I'm going to do the top. Okay, so she's essentially done and ready to go wherever we want to put her. And that's just really pretty anyway, the stark images there. So that could be a really fun thing to have in your journal. And let's go ahead and do these lovelies. Let's do these lovelies next. So I think this is going to be a little bit more tricky to get them lined up here. So let's maybe get the tails on them first and then get them down all together. A little tricky. But they're super cute, aren't they? I love it. Is that where we want them? Okay, well, we can worry about placement after we get these tails on. So let's get the tails where we wish them to be. I'm just gonna do a line of glue here, I think, just to get them kind of stuck together so we can find the right placement. And make sure that they're going to be the right height and whatnot. And get their tails lined up properly. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's do that. Double check. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so let's see, where do they want to go? I think right about there. So I'm just going to use the glitter glue here. I don't know if I need to refill or what's happening. I think I need to order some more of this glue. All right, not here. Ooh, my tummy is grumblies. My tummy is a grumblies. Of course, we're gonna have glue issues today. Of course we are. Of course, of course. I think I need to give my nozzle, there we go, a good clean, because I think it's kind of getting clogged inside there. Not too much, Nance. I'm going to spread some of this out with my finger, I think. So we are pretty gooey. All right, ladies, going on your vacay. Enjoy your little vacay in Rome, checking out some cool things. Whew. I'm just taking a little paper towel, wiping that off a little bit if we have any overflow stuff. And there we go. So, okay, so they're done and super cute. Love them. Now, our lovely, I don't remember if her tail was a trout or a pike. I don't remember. I feel like she needs a little something behind her to make that pop a little bit, unless we move her on this side. But I feel like that's not quite it. I feel like that's where her tail, I think, will look the best, maybe. Let's try, I'm going to try a little something on this one. I'm going to try and trim in to kind of give it more of a waist. I'm going to go where this fin is here. On that side. And maybe this side as well. Kind of going along the line of where that fin was to see if that looks a little bit more. Oh yeah, that is way better. That's better. Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the same thing like we did on the other one. Get her tail on here first. That'll be easier. Oh, for Pete. Yeah, I definitely need to figure out what is happening here. Yeah, there was a gluey bit there. Know about a gluey bit. So just lining that up where I wish it to be. Stop. Oh, it's sticking to my finger. Of course it is. Of course it is. Okay. So now I'm going to set her here gently. Where or how do we want to put her on here? She needs a little something. What do I got handy to make a fun little piece of background that looks nice? Do I have a scrap or something? What do I have close to hand? I should have thought about that. A scruffy bit, maybe. What do I got for some scruffy bits? Let's check the can here. Do we want a little piece of teal? Or, oh, you know what? We need a little piece of lace, I think. I think lace. Or wait. Hold that thought. Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. I feel like lace is where we want to go with this. So let me see. I'm going to grab a piece of lace quick and see what we got. Or wait, do I have something handy? A purple. I don't think purple's the deal. I'm not feeling purple. Let's see. I'll be right back. Oh, wait. How about some snippet? Do we have, will this snippet roll look okay? It covers up a lot. I don't hate it. I don't hate that, actually. Okay, that's an option. I also have a piece of this from before. Sometimes you got to audition a couple things. Oh, I don't hate that either. Well, dag nabbit. What about both? Let's try both. What about both? What about it? So if we put this friend like this, and then we did like that. That's kind of cool. What if we did? Okay, let's cut a bit of this off then and see. I like the threads, but I want to shred this up a little bit. So it's less straight. This is snippet roll that I made out of fabrics, bits and pieces that I had laying around. This is a tag when I was using up some other random supplies the other day. Okay, that's gonna go there. So let's just get that one on, I think. But what if we did some under and some over? Like a strip of this up here. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm gonna put the glue on there first and then put that on. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. So I hope this is inspiring you to try out some stuff. Had a friend suggest to me that I should make some kind of little printable or something with these. So that could be a thing I do. I don't know. I think it would be fun. What do you guys think if I should make a little printable of little fishy mermaids? Fishy Victorian ladies. Now maybe a little something right there. Do we have like a little tag or something that would work? Let's see what we got. How about nobody is perfect? I love it. Okay, let's give it some color. And there's like a funny little bleepy bloopy on the edge here. So we could put that maybe like under her hand. Nope, maybe like this. About like that. Nobody is perfect. She's perfect. Let's give it a little bit of color. What color do we want to put? We've got some purple. We've got some kind of earth tones. Maybe a little of the peacock feathers. Maybe a little combination, and then maybe some splatters. We do some splatters on here. So let's hit it with a tiny bit of purple, like that, and a little bit of peacock feathers. Kind of do two-tone here. Yep, love it. And I'm going to hit this with a little extra glue too, just to make sure it's nice and sticky. Some of these, as you all are probably aware, stickers sometimes are not as sticky as we would wish them to be. Okay. I love that. Now, okay, that's kind of cute, actually. Let's go ahead. I'm going to hit this a little bit. I'm going to bring in a little bit more of our other colors here and there. So we have a little bit brighter tag. Going to bring those colors together some. Like that. And now let's hit it with a few little splatters. I put the cover on the wrong thing. All right, some splatters. I've got gold. Should do a few little gold splatters. And I don't know where my splatter brush is. My splatter brush. It's probably been washed. And I didn't bring it back. Okay, well, we'll use this one then. And hopefully not get it everywhere. So this is just some, what is it? Acrylic paint. I'm going to cover her face. That's too much. Okay. Okay, I like that. See how it looks when it dries. So acrylic paint and water, that's all that this is. And then I feel like every time I use it, I add another little spritz of water. I haven't been using it very much. I'm not as good about remembering to do splatters. There. Okay, friends, I think that is what we got happening for today. I shown you some various mermaids. There'll be some more to come. I'm going to put them in that bag journal when I do that video for this coming Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. So there'll be more mermaids coming in there. And there you go. So I'll show you, I'll bring out my finished ones again here. So first of all, we have these cute ladies. And we have this one, which we did. She's going to be going in the bag journal. Okay, so she's definitely going in there. And then, of course, nobody is perfect. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know thoughts, comments. I'd love to hear them. But don't forget, art with your heart. Have a great day.